I'm Yue Qilin. Here I'm going to show you the solution of question 1 in homework 9. Question 1 provided the expectation of a stochastic process equals 0, and the autocorrelation equals RW T1 T2 equals alpha minimum T1 T2, and the defined YT equals WT minus WT minus 1. And ask us to find out the expectation of YT and the autocorrelation of YT, and the judge is YT a WSS. First, think about what is the definition of WSS. It has two conditions. The first one is the expectation of the process, that is YT, will equals a constant. And the autocorrelation of the YT will equals a function about tau. Tau is equals T1 minus T2. So what we need to find out is definitely is the expectation and the autocorrelation of this process. Now let's come to the find out the two values. That is expectation of YT will equals because YT equals WT minus W of T minus W of T minus 1. This will because expectation of WT equals 0. This equation equals 0. And now let's come to the autocorrelation. Autocorrelation is equals expectation of W of T1 minus W of T minus 1, and also this equation but T2. Also this expression but T2, and also in the we defined that RWT T1 T2 equals alpha minimum of T1 and T2. So this will equals alpha minimum T1 and T2 minus T1 minus minimum of T1 and T2 minus 1, and so on. When we write out this expression, to find out the value of the autocorrelation, we need to know the T1 and T2 who is larger. So we have a discussion. We can split into two situations to consider it. The first one is T1. We suppose T2 is smaller than T1, and what we need to discuss is the relationship of T2 and T1 minus 1. In this situation, we can draw out the figure like this, and in this situation, T2 is smaller than T1 minus 1 and smaller than T1. So the So the expression can be right into this, that is the minimum of T1 and T2 will equals to 2, and this will equal minimum of T1 and T2 minus 1 will equals T2 minus 1, and so on. And this after calculated, we can get the answer is 0. And now we come to the second situation. T2 is smaller than T1 and larger than T1 minus 1, that is T2 plus 1 larger than T1. Is like on the axis is like this situation, and we also from this relationship we can judge that the what is the value of the minimum of T1 T2, value of T1 and T2 minus 1, and so on. We can write this expression into this expression, and the T1 minus T2 is tall, so we can finally write our autocorrelation of yt into a function of of tau, and that is alpha 1 minus the solution of tau. And from now we get the autocorrelation and the expectation of yt. So now look back on the condition of WSS, we can easily find out that yt is an WSS because its expectation is a constant, and its autocorrelation is only a function of tau. Now let's finish the question.